Hello, my Aries friends. Welcome. Thanks so much for being with me. This will be a general monthly reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for November 2019. Of course, dates are flexible and approximate. It may resonate with you whenever you view it, or it may not resonate with you at all because it is a general reading. So just take anything that does resonate and leave the rest behind. So let's get started here. Can we get a card? Yes, we can. We have the Queen of Cups reversed as your situation. And as your challenge, we have the Six of Cups, crossing that. And we have the Six of Pentacles reversed in the recent past here. Okay. Can we get... Yes, we can. Short-term outcome, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay. We have the Hanged Man as the desired outcome. The Ten of Swords in the subconscious here. And in the advice position, the Four of Cups reversed. Okay, can we get... Yes, we can. A card for the external influence, Justice. And actually we have three cards wrapping up the rest of the spread here. And so we will keep these two cards in the that showed up. So this one was on top, this one was underneath it. It is one extra card, but we'll keep it for now and see what comes of this. Okay, so let's take a look at this, Aries. Okay. All right, here at the center of things, we have the Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, so Aries, I'm feeling here like you might be feeling overly emotional at some point during this month. I don't feel like it's an entire month of that. And with the challenge here, I feel as though it has something to do with something from your past or your childhood that is kind of throwing you off emotionally. Again, I'm not getting the feeling that this is, even though this is a monthly reading, sometimes it's about one situation, and sometimes it's overall for the month or a week or this. I feel like this is a specific situation. Something from your past, from your childhood, is causing you to feel, out of alignment. For some of you, it's kind of like putting you in a bad mood. For others, it might be making you feel sad or even just nostalgic. The extent of the emotions will vary for each of you. We are each designed differently when it comes to our emotions. So this will vary for each of you, but it's something that leads you to feel some sort of negative emotion related to something in your childhood, someone from your past, something from your past, kind of like almost like being dredged up or something for some of you there. Now, in the recent past, you've been feeling like pretty well balanced. So for some of you, this is financial balance. This is like I feel like things have balanced out for you in the past. You've felt well grounded, and I feel as though this emotional reminder of the past, whatever that is for you, has thrown you off balance here a little bit. So it's like, I feel like you've recently found your stability. You've found, you've become more grounded here. Uh, in your physical material world, maybe in your job, um, maybe in your relationship. There's been a lot more balance lately, and just something from your childhood or past is like just put you off a little bit here. In your short-term outcome with the Five of Pentacles reversed, you're walking away from that. You're leaving that feeling behind. So this is good. This is good. You're walking away from or leaving behind that feeling of whether it's loss or lack, whatever this feeling is that you have experienced here with this Queen of Cups reversed. So if you find this, if you find yourself feeling emotional about something related to someone or something in your past, know that in the short term that you are like, you're able to kind of walk away from that and leave it behind. I feel like it's gradual though, so I don't feel like all of a sudden one day you're going to feel great again. I feel like with the Five of Pentacles reversed, it's like you gradually start to feel better and you gradually start to put things in perspective. Having said that, if you find yourself in this situation in November, I think just knowing about this, just having viewed this reading, you'll be able to speed up that coming out of it, because you'll remember this and you'll say, oh, okay. It's kind of like once you shine the light on it, you can just leave it behind you, kind of thing. When you recognize it, sometimes these things are insidious, right? And we don't realize that we're focused on them and we keep thinking about them. We just do it and without realizing it. But once you're made aware of it, it's easier to kind of be like, oh, okay, I recognize that. I'm letting that go. So in your desired outcome, you have the Hanged Man reversed. So you want to be able to see things from a different perspective, which makes a lot of sense. You'd like to be able to change the angle from which you're looking at this. And I think you can, Aries, because this is related to the past. You're not that person anymore. You're not that, you're just not that person anymore. We all evolve and expand and advance and grow, and sometimes when those things from the past come up, they're really enlightening because we are able to see things from a different perspective. And then we can kind of recognize our growth and actually pat ourselves on the back for it. So if you can look at it this way, again, the guidance from these cards can actually help you put this into perspective pretty quickly, I feel, Aries. I don't feel like I don't feel like this needs to be overly emotional, right? You might encounter something that dredges up something from the past, like maybe the way you used to be. Oh, you know what? Again, I say this a lot, I know, but it's kind of like that 2-step forward, 1-step back thing. You've recently found some grounding. You're kind of letting your old emotions seep up from the past, probably just releasing them because you have made such strides, and now you're doubting yourself a little bit, so those old emotions are dredging up. But I don't think you need the Five of Pentacles to be the short-term outcome. I think you can let go of that way faster because you have expanded, you have changed, and your desire to look at things from a different perspective is really in the right place, because you're not the same person. So you can look at it in a different way because you have expanded and you know better now. And subconsciously, with the Ten of Swords, this is really, I feel, some old energy of disappointment or betrayal, of someone stabbing you in the back, of someone, or even just the universe, like kind of, I feel like this is old energy in your subconscious that you're allowing to seep in there, which is why you're feeling the negative emotions. So, you can actually see the progression here. Something in your subconscious from your past experience that seeps in, and again from the past, and causes these negative emotions, but you want to see things from a different perspective because you know that you've advanced. And again, here, the progression here, recent balance, that one step back because of something dredged up from the past, and then the gradual walking away from, leaving that behind, coming out of that feeling of lack or feeling of being left out in the cold or whatever. Yeah, it might be some experience from the past that made you feel like left out, alone, lonely, out in the cold, and that is no longer your experience. You've evolved past that, Aries. So your challenge is basically, dealing with the past and putting it behind you and putting it in the proper perspective, right? Those old bad experiences, negative experiences, first of all, were not as bad as we think they were. But also, those experiences are what have led you to your expansion and brought you to the person you are today, who knows that he or she can look at things from a completely different, fresh, brand new perspective there. So I really like that Hanged Man reversed there in the desired outcome. You can look at things differently. So you have the Four of Cups reversed in the advice position. So feel as though the universe is telling you not to pass up on an opportunity or even a relationship with the cups here. But whatever it is, it could be less specific than a relationship. It could be friendships, it could be a romantic relationship, but it could just be opportunities in general. Don't be so caught up in your emotions that you miss something positive, and don't let those past emotions, those past betrayals and feelings of being left out color your current and future situations and relationships and opportunities. So don't miss out on something because you're caught up in those emotions. So in your external influence here, you have Justice. This could be a Libra, since this is a Libra card. It's very likely for some of you that you have a Libra who may be able to help you put things in perspective, or may be someone who helps you leave the past behind and come out of that cold, lonely feeling that you're leaving behind. And on the other hand, for some of you, if it's not a Libra in your experience, it is returning to the balance that you've already experienced and the expansion that you have come to. In other words, you've already expanded to this situation in your recent past where you have this fabulous balance in your life. A great balance between, say, your work and your social life, your spiritual life and your physical world. You're feeling more grounded, yet you have new spiritual knowledge, right? Well, Justice as your external influence is really what you've built for yourself. Which you have come to, you're going to recognize that and use that to bring everything back into perspective. So now, in the hopes and fears position with the King of Cups reversed, you fear these emotions because now we have the Queen and the King, right? So the situation that you're in now, basically with the King of Cups reversed, just like the Queen of Cups reversed, you fear that you won't be able to get rid of that Queen of Cups emotion, right? You're fearing that emotion. Basically, you're fearing the fact that emotion has seeped back in, but you need not fear. Okay, use this message to guide you and release this fear of these old emotions, okay? Very interesting that your situation of Queen of Cups reversed and then King of Cups reversed comes up as your fear here. So, in your long-term outcome, okay, the Sun reversed came up underneath this, so I left it there, but mainly it's the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful energy of stability and joy, happiness, celebration. The four energy, the four is a very stable number. So you are not only going to, I mean, this could have been the Four of Pentacles. Okay, you feel stable in your earthly realm with slight insecurity. No, you got the Four of Wands. This is stability in like at its best. This is joy in your home life, in your relationships. For some of you, it could indicate celebration. For some of you, it can even indicate, marriage. Okay, that's kind of specific, so that will not be for everyone. But overall, this is joy and stability, and feeling really good and stable in your life, which this one situation left you feeling unstable here. So now the Sun reversed came up underneath this. So this was really kind of like an extra card here. So I feel as though the Sun reversed being underneath the Four of Wands, I feel as though this is an indication of an internal light and joy, a feeling of lightness, a feeling of joy, but this is about you, right? This is personal. This isn't like, say, you shining your sun out on the world. This is kind of like you shining your sun on yourself and your emotions and feeling happy in your own skin, right? So in other words, the stability that you're experiencing here, after whatever this emotional situation from the past is for you, after that, you are now feeling internally lighted up, if that makes sense. You're feeling sunny. Your emotions are under control, but this is all about you internally. This is you. This isn't you shining your light on the world. This is personal. And that's what this stability is bringing you, like your personal sun. And it's kind of like it doesn't matter what anything that happened in the past. This Ten of Swords in your subconscious here, that is dredging up the old emotions here. And that feeling, I feel like this is, again, like, oh, remember when that happened, or those people did this to me, or whatever. This feeling of being like left out in the cold. That's what this Sun reversed is about. It's about you, like, putting all that behind you and coming to terms with that, and just recognizing that doesn't apply to you anymore. That isn't who you are anymore. So this is like your internal sun, if that makes sense. And that stability here with this Four of Wands is enabling you to feel, again, like you've got your emotions under control. You feel joy inside you. You recognize that you're not that person anymore. And you also recognize how that contrast in the past has served you to reach this level of expansion that you're at now. Okay, my Aries friends, very interesting reading for you. If it doesn't resonate with you at all, Aries, you might want to check out the readings for your moon and rising signs, because I have found, even for myself, that sometimes, depending on the energies that are going on with the planets and all that, that sometimes the moon or rising sign reading might resonate more with you. But either way, I want to thank you so very much for being with me, my beautiful Aries friends, and I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous month.